live.
We're live! Hello, the universe. Okay,
Is it
right.
actually 9 o'clock yet?
It says we're live, and it is 1 minute to 9. So, I better turn the audio off on that.
Yeah, because that'll get
feedback. Right.
It's going to be feedback. Let's see if I can get this thing to work so it's a bit clearer.
Where's the bit we go for? Right. So comments will appear here. Yeah.
That's the idea.
Right. So you're going to get your pad sorted as well. Yeah, there we go.
With any luck.
Is this bit important? Does this bit mean?
That's when you'll see comments coming up.
Okay.
Okay, let's just. It's just gone 9.
Surprises me how long of a delay there is.
Really?
Yeah. So, should we do an introduction now?
We don't need to.
We don't need to.
Hi, we're doing a Q&A.
We're doing a Q&A. Hello world.
Yes.
Right, how will we know when anybody's watching? We've got one person watching, but I'm just assuming that's me.
Yeah, one would think. No, now it's 2 because I'm on it.
Okay.
So we're now watching ourselves.
We're now watching us.
Hi.
Okay. Watching me, watching you.
How quickly are you going to see that second film?
What do you think it's? It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
To be the thing. Okay.
Okay, so should we do some of these pre-done questions?
Yes. Okay. From Airlift 82, we have 5 questions to start us off until people start asking questions. That is, if anybody's mental enough.
Okay.
Are you mental enough? Actually, is the volume all right? Mike? Can you
I'll turn the volume off.
Yeah, can you turn it up just to make sure this is coming through all right?
I'll turn the volume off.
Yeah. That's really quite cool. Right, get rid of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Hi guys. Thanks
Hello.
for taking the time to answer these. Yeah, no problem. He was away when the 5-year anniversary podcast was done, so he missed it. 1. Are there any missed opportunities / scuppered plans when it comes to official Star Trek crossover episodes with other shows? Has it ever been explained why they fell through, and if given the choice, which other TV show would you like most seen to have a crossover with Star Trek? You know about the Doctor Who thing?
Yeah, and you know about the X-Men one?
But they're actually going to do that as a crossover
They were
on
going
TV.
to do that as a crossover animated, yeah.
Animated?
Yeah, it was going to be animated.
Oh, okay. News. The Doctor Who thing basically fell through because Enterprise was cancelled. Russell T Davies was trying to do something so that David Tennant's Doctor, as it would have been, I think by the time they got it sorted, would have ended up on the NX-01. That would have been hilarious.
Could have been fun.
But there's various rumours kicking around about it, and it's unknown, but probably likely that Russell didn't actually get in contact with the UPN or Paramount at the time. But then again, Paramount was falling apart. You had the whole splitting of the companies thing coming, and people had walked out, and it was a total mess, which is one of the reasons Enterprise got cancelled anyway. What would we like to see? Is there a show you would like to see crossed over with Star Trek?
Yeah. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I'd love to see that one. That'd amuse me no end. A musical version of... There's never been a musical Star Trek, and I would like to see a musical Star Trek.
Dave!
What?
Dave's on! Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
We've just done a video for the small YouTuber challenge, and we may have picked you up a bit.
I am a fan of your work. So
Yeah, this is true. Look, I mean, it'd be quite nice to see Cybermen and Borg interacting like in that comic, because that was bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool. But
No, okay. To be honest, the only thing. See, the trouble is with any sort of crossover, you've got to do alternative universes. So obviously, a Firefly Star Trek would have been awesome, but it would have to be either DS9 or Voyager. Wouldn't have worked as a TNG. I would have liked to have seen a Farscape Next Generation crossover. That would have amused me.
yeah.
But again, with these are things that
If Paramount gets bought by Disney at some point, we could always have, a Starfleet officer finding a lightsaber in an archaeological dig.
don't. You love that idea way too much.
It's the only idea to do with Star
It's
Wars.
the only
Interesting.
idea. Okay, fair enough.
But there we go. As far as the crossovers are concerned, the only thing I would quite like to see at the moment is Picard turning up on Discovery through time travel. But that doesn't really count because that's Star Trek.
Star Trek. Well, there is talk. I say there's still talk. There's new talk about
Patrick, yeah.
Patrick having another Enterprise. So.
Well, I don't think it'll be the Enterprise. I think it'll be Ambassador Picard.
Well, it will be, but it will start with him handing the ship over to.
No, because it's way too far along.
I don't know.
I mean, this is the thing. It's been how long since Nemesis?
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, but again with
And we've already sort of like
jumped up and down.
And we sort of already had the idea about what would happen with the E in the prequel to Star Trek 2009. They're not going to ignore. I know there's loads of theories running around going, oh, he could be at Starfleet Academy and so on and so forth.
There's loads of things
it'll launch off because bearing in mind who's in charge of Star Trek at CBS now. It's going to basically it'll be Ambassador Picard. He will be the ambassador to Vulcan, and they will go from there, and they will use that as a basis for doing other stuff. I would imagine.
Again, with that, it's a polo.
Yeah,
we're going to have to suck it in.
They're going to do a universe building thing because they're going to leave Discovery to do what it wants. They might reboot TOS or something. They'll do something with Khan.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with that.
It's CBS. Anything's on the table at this stage.
Could cross over with, say, what? NCIS Los Angeles. Can you imagine?
Yes, that's the problem.
The second set question. With regard to your most favourite character from the Transformers franchise, what are your top 3 things about them that made you like them more than any other character? Can be how they look, their personality, or something else you think is relevant?
She's pink.
Is that RC?
I bought some pyjamas, some RC pyjamas that they did from Loot Crate because I'm doing a photo shoot with this rather attractive redhead. I said, after we did the shoot, would you mind doing some fun shots for a friend of mine? And she's going, yes, certainly. What do you want me? And I went, Transformers gear. Let's give me your Christmas card.
You know this is live, right? This is not being edited in any way, shape or form.
Bugger! I forgot about that bit.
Right.
It said Transformers, that's my favourite.
Top 3 things about them. I mean, Prime is Prime. It turns into a big red truck. Freedom is right, all sentient beings. His tech spec and bio profile was the reason I enjoyed it. Jazz is cool. Duh. Red Alert is Red Alert, shields up.
Can I be let off answering that one? Okay.
If there was one thing you would change about the costumes to the
I'm Soundwave, because I liked the white MP3 player toy.
Oh, okay. Nothing to do with cassettes. Okay. If there was one thing you changed about the costumes for the Flash, Green Arrow and Supergirl, what would it be, and why would you make that change / alteration?
Far less for Supergirl.
You see, I liked that costume because it was like Helen's.
So do I, but I'd like to see the bikini version.
I wouldn't. You did see the bikini version in the pilot. That's the closest you're going to get.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
To be for Supergirl, I think I love her costume.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I enjoy the Flash. If I was going to change it, I would do.
Make it spandex?
No, I would do a Halloween special where he was wearing the 80s version because I like 90s. That one. 90s version. And what was the other one?
Green Arrow.
Oh, all the leather and the. No.
It could be worse. It could be the Green Arrow costume from Smallville.
Oh God, that thing was hideous.
Yes. It's weird because I prefer Justin Hartley as Green Arrow.
The Arrow,
but
but not that outfit.
No. Okay.
Oh,
we'll come back to that.
Hello. Another hello. Dave, you're live. Thanks for that. Yeah, I must confess, my brain did not fully go with that. Maybe I should be careful what I say on the internet.
You think?
Do you? Oh right, here we go. Do you like the original Twilight? Yes. I personally am a massive fan of the original Twilight Zone. Not only the TV series and the comics, but my favourite of all of the Twilight Zone franchises were the audio plays. They did a whole They did 7 seasons in total for the Twilight Zone original audio plays. They are amazing, and the amount of Star Trek crossover for the actors and the voiceovers.
Because you don't like The Flight at all.
Phenomenal.
Was it called The Flight?
That's the shadow one, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the TV series, but I do a lot of travelling, and audiobooks are a big thing for me. So that particular part of the franchise, massive fan. How about yourself?
Not so much.
You're not really into the whole...
No. I kind of like the Outer Limits a bit more. But it was later Outer Limits. It was like the 90s version.
Have you seen any Dark Mirror yet?
Yes.
I'm guessing you're not a big fan because you're an optimist and it's very pessimistic.
The Star Trek thing was disturbing.
That was disturbing.
The thing with the chip in the girl's head so that the mom could watch what she was doing. That was also very disturbing.
No, I liked that because we're pretty much there. We're pretty much there.
Brilliantly written. I'm not knocking it in any way, shape or form.
It was a good concept piece.
It's not pleasant to watch.
No, it's not pleasant to watch, but it's a great...
And I watch TV shows for entertainment, not that kind of shit.
I like things... I mean, you know I like it. My idea of entertaining television and yours are slightly different. But I like Dark Mirror just because... like the Twilight Zone, like the Outer Limits, their think pieces. Actually, if you think about it, I mean, Star Trek, the original series, were basically moral dilemma shows in a period.
Star Trek full stop is pretty much that.
Yes, it is, but I feel it was more of a talking piece for the original series, and it blended out slightly with the other shows. Not because they weren't doing it.
Next year?
Not because they weren't doing it. They were doing it, but they were doing it at a point in time where the audience were more savvy and expected it. Where the original series, people weren't expecting it.
Fair enough. So. Okay. Right. Going back to Area 32's questions. There have been some great shows over the years that were cancelled way before their time.
This is Ian, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The original series of Star Trek and Firefly, for instance, and some that ended on a cliffhanger, like Quantum Leap, Sliders, Lois and Clark.
Universe. Really annoyed they finished Universe that way.
I take you mean Stargate.
I meant Stargate, right, yeah. Stargate. That cliffhanger was just...
Out of any of the shows you've both watched over the years, if you could pick one to make a comeback, what would you rather have another season or two? Or more if you felt it was needed. Or a TV movie just to bring some closure to it.
Actually I got it. How weird is this? I got mine.
Well, you got Farscape, didn't you?
Yeah, because I loved Farscape. The way they ended it was okay, but not brilliant. And I always thought it'd be really nice if they did. And then they had that great, the Peacekeeper Wars was this amazing piece. And they didn't tell anybody. That's the thing. There was have I ever told you the story for this? This is amazing. Right, so they filmed Farscape. They did the end of it. People were sad to see it go. People campaigned. We would have liked more, but nothing really happened. Right. A couple of years...
Before the days of things being picked up by the channels.
A couple of years later, the Sci-Fi Channel, who are famous for doing little stunts, had a gap in the schedule, primetime Friday night. Nobody knew what it was. Until half an hour before it was meant to air, nobody knew what it was, and then suddenly the trailer came up for it. Peacekeeper Wars, Farscape continues. So suddenly the internet lit up with people going, the gap in the schedule is fast, but they kept it complete too. Nobody knew it was being filmed. There was no leaked information about it.
That's secret.
Because the actors, they just kept it all quiet.
No, right, okay. For me, I think the continuation of Star Trek into Phase 2 was a massive shame we never saw.
Yeah.
Would love to have seen just a season of Phase 2 before doing the motion picture would have been great in my head. Anyway, New Adventures of Superman, that could do with being finished off, but we can do that. We can do that in the current DC TV universe, because we could have an alternative universe where Dean Kane's Superman is running around.
Yeah.
And just cross it over.
We've got one I just quickly need to comment on about the universe cliffhanger. Yes, it was brilliant. Yes, they could pick it up. But they had no plans on picking it up, and it's annoying me because I really want to know. So it's not that I hate the way they did it. I think that was great. I just hate the fact that I'm still waiting for the answer. So that one. And then we got one about the animated series. Ooh.
That's one for you then.
The reason he says that is I've been a big advocate of the animated series for many, many years, and I've tried to get many, many people to watch it, and they don't. So much so that I have one original animation cell over my fireplace, and I have two of the reproduction collector's edition cells that they did. One's on the landing and one's in my bedroom.
And yes, I see it as canon.
It is canon.
I don't have a problem with it being canon at all.
Well, here's a good argument. If it wasn't canon, why is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Hallmark Christmas tree ornament for this year two of the animated series?
Right.
There you go.
And it's Emrys and Morris and Arex.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I try.
Why did they never do figures? Playmates should have done figures for the animated series.
Oh, yeah. Well, having said that, how different would they have been from the figures? You know what I mean? The yesteryear alone is worth making the whole thing canon, as far as I'm concerned, regardless of what people say. And I know it flip-flop being canon and not canon and canon again and not canon. It's canon.
It's canon.
There's enough references in Enterprise to it, pre-references in the Vulcan episodes, for instance, and things like that. And yes, there was some really awful episodes in there, but it also was the first time it was a real...
Sven, you've got one.
Right. We'll come back to the last question from Airlifting in a bit. Right, where are we?
There we go. Well, we got one from Ian, first of all.
Okay. Dean Cain Superman could be counted as a doppelganger of Jeremiah Danvers. Yes.
Could be.
It would really freak out Kara and Alex. What would be really cool, to be fair, is if we're going to do a crossover for some of the previous shows, is you've got to approach the question of why are there so many people who look like each other? Because if you're going to cross over your Superman, you're going to have Brandon Routh turn up as Superman. So we can literally answer that question, because in that first crossover between all of the shows they did, he said that Kara looked like his cousin. Something's happened somewhere along the lines that seeded the genetic makeup of these people and these characters, so they're kind of almost running in parallel but not. So you could get Helen Slater in as a much older Supergirl, representing the universe that Chris Reeve would have come from, because that Superman's been killed by Doomsday.
No, I'm totally with you.
And then that would freak out our Supergirl, as it were, in the current TV show, because it'd be like, oh, Supergirl from another universe is your adoptive mom. It'd be brilliant. And if they crossed over with Smallville, Lois Lane from Smallville is played by the same actress as Kara's biological mother in the later seasons of Supergirl.
Siberia!
So that'd be cool.
What are you doing in Siberia watching us? Let me guess, it's the only thing they're warned to do, yeah?
Right.
Sorry to break the thing. That one just struck me.
Okay. Kavinsky's, hey Sven, are you live? Don't buy the gigantic version of the Enterprise A from Eaglemoss. They did it again. Yes, I'm very aware that the first shot of it I saw, I just went, ew. What have they done to that saucer section?
How do they keep this up? Seriously.
The worst part is the bridge module is off the phase 2. How do you do that? How do you do it? It's basically, you know, the version of the design they used for the South Bend model?
Yeah.
It's that. It's the Enterprise A. They can't even excuse it by being it's an earlier version of the refit. It's the A. And they've used the phase 2. What the hell? That's just mind-bogglingly stupid.
Right. Oh, they mirrored the box artwork too.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know.
You see, we neither of us have got any of the XL Eaglemoss at all, because every time I see a photograph of the things, I'm going, why is it wrong? Okay. I promise our viewers, we are definitely going to do a review of each of those ships.
when I pick one up off eBay for like a tenner, because I am not wasting any more money.
I've seen shots at the bottom of the Enterprise D where they haven't done
the D
painting.
No. Yeah,
and they still haven't fixed the fact that Shuttle Bay 2 and 3 are the wrong sizes with each other.
Sven, none of those jumbos. Actually, I tell you what,
is wrong.
The only one that ever sort of pulls me into thinking I might buy it is the Voyager, purely because the only large Voyager I have is the Playmate one, and I'd kind of like to replace it with something.
I understand the Defiance looking quite good. And then I've seen shots of the Enterprise B, but it's the Enterprise B, so who gives them monkeys?
Who gives a fudge about the B?
I can't stand Excelsior class stars.
Other than George. Hello, George. We hope you get your shit.
But that A is an absolute travesty, and I will pick one up eventually, but it's going to have to be really, really cheap, knocked down, and it's going to be at the back of the display.
God, no! I'm not. No! I'm going to get it. We'll review it. I'm putting it back. I'm not keeping it.
No, because I'm trying to collect a full set of all of the refit Constitution class models.
I think you can skip that one.
I'm tempted to be fair. I mean, comparing it with, say, the Bandai one is going to be like, no.
Oh,
I've got the Bandai
one as well.
I mean, once you've got the Bandai refit, that Eagle Moss thing, just no, totally not. Have we got any more questions?
No, it's a statement about the D.
Okay.
It's a good statement about the D, but yeah.
But you have to fix the windows. Right. Yeah, it looks like a Playmate ship from the 90s. But then I loved my Playmates Enterprise D. The Playmates Enterprise D is so much better.
They're toys.
So I have
no issue. People often go about, this is it's a
what gets me.
It's a puppet.
What gets me is there's so many things that
should
original
have had Kermit. Should have had Trekkie Kermit.
That issue 1 of the normal Eagle Moss run, that Enterprise D,
for
the price, bearing in mind it was what, £2?
No, but even if it had been full price, I think
it's stunning. And there are errors on it, but they're so
small.
stunning.
It's neat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, okay, your two shuttle bays at ones should be bigger than the other.
It's this big.
So it's not so bad. When you blow it up and you're like going, actually, that's a bit wrong. So yes.
Yes, the Mini D was very nice on DS9. It's true.
Yes.
That was a really nice little toy, and it was a completely independent mould as well, because it's much bigger than the Micro Machine ones and much smaller than anything else that was done. So, funnily enough,
scaled down.
They tried to get that. A slightly weird cross story. A company called Pararim tried to buy the mould from Playmate Toys of that D, so that they could put it on a business card holder for the Vegas experience, and Playmate turned around when it was destroyed.
Right, and it was basically, according to David, it was a scaled down version of the normal Enterprise D model.
It was serious.
Yeah. There's no other questions yet. Right, last question from ALF82. What's the furthest you've both travelled for a convention? If it was a long way from home, why did you go for it just for that convention? It doesn't. Well, you've gone a lot further than I have. I've never left the country. So.
Well, distance-wise, America, but I would argue that Italy was the furthest I've gone for a convention, because I've been to France, Germany, Italy, and Holland, New York, California, and Chicago for Trek conventions. But Italy was the furthest I went, because all those other destinations, I pretty much flew there and then got a cab to the hotel or place I was staying at. Yeah, but the place I was staying at, the one in Italy, we flew to Italy and then I had to take a coach for hours, and then I had to take this little bleeding car for hours, and it took me just I spent longer in vehicles across the roads than I did in that bloody plane getting there.
Weren't you living in the States when you went to the States conventions anyway?
I was for one, I wasn't for the other two.
Okay.
So.
Right. But
the New York ones didn't count, because I literally opened my door with a few blocks and ta-da, I was there.
So what we're basically saying then is that San Francisco and California, well, San Francisco,
Chicago,
You flew from the United Kingdom.
Flew from the UK to Chicago.
That's a significantly bigger distance than Italy.
See, yeah, but it was. It's a bigger distance, but time. Yeah, but time-wise and
even with the flight length,
it was.
Considering the flights would have done this.
I slept. I had a meal. I was there. It was fine. Italy. I arrived. I was knackered the whole event.
You have a strange concept of distance, sir.
Okay. Distance, America. Effort, Italy.
Okay, right. Let's see what else.
So what's your furthest? So what's your furthest actually been?
Southampton.
Southampton.
Sorry, no. It's not even that, is it? It's Bournemouth.
I've got to drag you to some of the
That's
ones. They're all right.
Yeah, that's not a trek convention, really, is it?
No,
are we talking trek convention?
Yeah, let's go to the trek ones.
Okay.
You're going to come to the banquet with me. Me and you have got to do the banquet next year. We should do it.
Which the Starbase 24 one?
Yeah.
I was hoping to get to it this year, but it's taking me a little bit.
Okay. Right, who's next?
Okay, Dave's asked. Okay, what are your views on the new big, wide, very huge, bigly future track that got announced last week? Good, bad, fantastic, too much of a good thing. There is no such thing as too much of a good thing when it comes to Star Trek.
No.
Even
I
Track.
thought we were living that back in the day when we were having 2 Star Trek shows, but yeah, no, it's all good.
It depends on what they're doing, because at the end of the day, I can't see it being more than 2, maybe 3 main shows, probably 2, and then mini-series in between. I'm
not looking forward to anything. I'm just waiting and seeing what happens. Yeah. But how many times have we wandered down this alley?
Well, yeah, quite. If they do something with Ambassador Picard, that would be great. If they do something else with Picard, it won't be for me, because there's already something laid down there. I need to go with that, I feel. Especially, I wish we'd had Countdown turned into a TV movie, because that would have been brilliant and sort of like set something off in the future. But if it's Ambassador Picard, it just happens to be the case the Enterprise F turns up, that would be fine. I had my own vision of what they should be doing with a future Trek show some time ago, which involved a Sovereign class, a Galaxy class, all using DS9 as a base, and then going off and doing things as a small group and doing like a mini series. I have
always waved a flag for a concept that is never going to happen, which is a shame. Which is somebody at Paramount actually pitched it and it never happened, which was Starfleet Academy.
That's what's coming, but that's definitely coming.
Is that definitely?
Yeah, because they've already got the showrunners for it.
Have they?
Yeah.
Who? I missed that news.
Yeah, I mean, there's one chain of thought where people are thinking Picard might be coming back as the Commandant of Starfleet. We can't do for that.
I don't care.
Sorry.
I don't even care what time frame they said it in. I just want to see
a group of cadets
go through.
2 showrunners from other teen things.
Oh, great. Okay.
So that makes perfect sense.
Oh, we're
if they do the Khan thing, great.
Yeah, Khan would be good.
If they do the original idea of doing that sort of like show where you have a different time period of a season.
I've been to Scotland for a convention as well, since Scottish Trekkie's on.
Hello, Scottish Trekkie. Thank you for loving the channel. You nuts? Okay.
Get your friends to subscribe to the channel.
I haven't been paying attention to Discovery for a while. You missed a lot there.
Yeah, it's a shame. Discovery's.
I hope we finally get Captain Worf. Well, it'd be General Worf.
He would be, it'd be General Worf
at this point. Because they're not going to throw away what happened in Canada.
I honestly can't see that happening.
They announced 4 new shows in development. One of them might be animated. You know that, right?
Nope.
Yeah, one of them's likely to be animated.
No, as I said, I literally went la 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 la. Okay. I didn't want to.
One of them's likely animated.
Oh, cool.
All right. One set in Starfleet Academy is a young adult show. Another miniseries based around Khan. Yes, another animated show. Another live action show that's no info but could be involved Patrick Stewart. So yes, please. Are you guys coming to London anytime soon, or we've got to come to Birmingham in October? You've got to come to Birmingham in October.
Birmingham in October.
I'm expecting you.
We've got club meet in the hotel.
I know. He knows.
He knows. Yeah.
If you're coming to DST, if you're coming to Destination Star Trek, we're having a Space Dock Birmingham meeting in the Hyatt on the Friday night.
And I'll be manning a table in the Ferengi Promenade, at which point I'll try and grab Sven as a glamorous assistant will put him in a scant.
Mabel screaming and me being pulled into that place. The reasons I won't go into here.
Yeah. Sven has objections, but it's
isn't that too much too fast? No, it's called building a universe.
Yeah.
It's universe build with track.
Marvel did it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's like if there's any franchise out there that you can build a universe from and it not mess around with each other too much, it's Trek. There's enough room.
No,
look at the size of the Alpha Quadrant.
No, I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah, because you could have an Enterprise show, you could have another Enterprise show in a different time period, you could have something like Deep Space Nine, something like Voyager, and something like Enterprise, all running concurrently. Wouldn't be a problem.
You could
as long as there's the money to do it properly and the writing talent.
You could technically do an All Good Things and have the same people in the same thing in 3 different time periods.
Don't give them ideas.
It could work.
It would be interesting to see what Tarantino's got up his sleeve, because if he's doing that 5th Trek movie, and he loves his Enterprise.
The man is a genius, so I want to see what he does.
And of course, there's Kirk's dad coming back for the 4th one. That's been all over the place. Don't continue with that.
Kirk's dad's coming back for
Yeah. Sorry, is that a Thor point?
Oh man. Oh, you have no idea. Okay, the reason he's winding me up about this is because when I found out he'd originally signed for the film, I thought he was going to be Kirk, and I thought he was going to be amazing!
He would have been brilliant Kirk.
And then we got Chris Pine. Chris Pine's okay. Don't get me wrong.
But he's not Carl Urban.
I've got nothing against him. No. Yeah, Carl Urban, on the other hand.
Wow. I wanted to go into sickbay at some point and go, behold, myself. Think about it with 4 series. Well, I mean, each show would have its own home meaning. If you don't like one, you can watch the other, and that might work. Well, yeah, that's the kind of the idea. Hyatt or Hilton? Sorry, Hilton Metropole. Hilton Metropole. That's the one I meant. Jeez, that's your one bad pun quote for tonight. No. There's not going to be 4 puns. There's going to be there'll be 5 puns.
4 puns. 4 puns.
There'll be 5 puns.
I'm sorry. Sven, you continue with this. I've got to get a drink. Would you like a soft beverage?
I'll take a Coke.
Hey, you'll take a Pepsi.
Ew.
It's what I've got.
In that case, can I have a tea?
Oh, God.
I'm drinking that crap. Pepsi. Yeah.
Listen, it was on special at Lidl.
It's for the special people at Lidl.
Live on YouTube! Cannot be edited!
Okay, we need another question. Anybody got questions? Give me questions.
I've got questions. I've got so many questions.
Yeah, how did I manage to find someone to get married to?
Hitler.
No, I turned around at university. Shut up, Hitler. I didn't even know what that really was. Is that the kitchen? All this time I thought it was a living room. Yeah.
No, this is my kitchen. This is
Can I rotate this round, or would that be too
embarrassing? No, it looks like a shithole. You can't do that. People are going to think I live like a savage. Just washing up from the no, they can spin round in the living room. That's.
Such a geek. Yes, basically, this is the sort of dining room area.
This is my dining table.
And behind the camera is his
kitchen.
What's supposed to be a kitchen?
It's small.
It's small. It's compact and bijou.
To give you an idea, the classification for this house is cottage. I live in a cottage.
I think the classification for this room is dangerous.
That's only because I overfilled it. Hey, there's a family next door with 4 kids and they no problem.
Right, all the stuff I thought I was doing. Yes. What are the names of the bears?
I've got to be honest, I just call him Twock Bear and Contact Bear. Although that's actually now Sven's holding it. I don't want it to be called Contact Bear. That's giving me bad ideas.
Cup of tea. Yes, please. So, Mr. Bond.
Show me someone. For that, you're getting in the red shirt mug.
Rude. Okay.
Don't ruin the illusion.
Which illusion?
Where we are.
Oh, where we are? We're in our secret bunker.
I might have to take that off the stand in a minute and just run into your lounge and go, look at all of this stuff. No, maybe not.
I don't mind people seeing the living room. I'm not embarrassed by it.
We'll come back to that in a moment.
Actually, you know what? You should you should show them all the money I've wasted on Eagle Moss. That's what you should do.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Ian's gone. I'm one of the lucky few that have been in that room. Rubbish lighting and all. Ooh.
No.
It's
The
bright.
lighting was fine for having company and food, not for filming.
It's Teddy!
One of 40 teddy bears, Star Trek teddy bears in my collection. Yes, I am that sad before anybody else makes that comment.
Where's that bloody tea?
Tea's coming.
Haven't we all wasted money on Eagle Moss?
Yeah, it's true.
She said he can buy the graphic novel.
No, God no.
The
Oh, actually,
hardback,
no, I have. I bought a few second hand.
the hardback countdown was enough for me. But then I got, oh no!
What?
Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
A grown man can't have Captain Frog. It's official. You can't argue it. It's official.
It's an Orion. Face on stone.
Oh wow, that's beta video footage.
Okay. Kavinsky said, with Eagle Moss, I think I bought the D and left it at that. My decision's over years.
He made a very wise decision.
Now we're crossing over into Orville. Not on my watch.
True. Very, very true.
Edinburgh is bad for Star Trek conventions.
Yes.
Scottish convention used to be epic.
Used to be.
But how far back am I going now with that? That's a while, isn't it?
You're going back about 15 years, but... No, you're not. 10 years.
Sven, you're acting like Matthew Corbett and Sooty.
Am I?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you are.
Will the bear be renamed Captain Sooty?
No.
No.
Tell you that now.
I mean, he's got 4 pips. I'm just trying to think of any other captain I've
5.
seen. No, there are 4 pips.
5.
There are 4 pips. He's not a Commodore.
Okay. Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Mr. Broccoli Bear. Transposition. Come on, questions.
Oh God! Don't poke him.
Or I'll start making them. That's never a good thing. He's an underdressed breen.
Yeah.
But aren't breen just people who come and steal your favourite wall hangings?
Yeah, too.
I mean, come on. Who designed that costume? Really?
Yeah, it's yeah.
And then at one point,
Star
the helmet
Wars-
comes off,
a Star
and there's
Wars
Kira. You're like,
A Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Because it's the alternative for bobbers.
Would you know like that as the Lakota?
No. Like what is the
You've seen the Excel Enterprise B. I do not like
I've seen the
Excelsior.
photos.
Excelsior classes are just, they're ugly. I don't like them at all.
They killed Captain Kirk.
The only...
The ship's so poor, it killed Captain Kirk.
What badge is Dave wearing? That one.
Oh, it's a Discovery one.
Yes. He's pretending to be an admiral.
Discovery Admiral, to be specific.
Actually, there's a question. We have a Diamond Select Toys and Playmates do a ton of Bing Enterprises, A's, B's, D's. But has anyone done a large-scale Enterprise C? I believe that the Enterprise C is something that's supposed to be on
Arthur
Diamond's
Silence
list
list.
at some point. after the Reliant finally comes out, which is what 5 years later, this point or something ridiculous.
It's
They're
appeared,
reissuing the A again.
It's appeared on and off
horrific.
Art Asylum's list for the best part of 10 years, and AMT did do the model, yeah.
Right, questions on thoughts on the bonus issues EM announced. So, Warship Voyager, or is that a normal one?
That's a normal one, and yeah.
Okay, there's another Armoured Voyager, a Borged Voyager. There's another bloody Voyager in the bonuses, as well as the concept one. The concept one is a hell yes, because I prefer that to the actual Voyager.
Yeah.
So, as for the Flying Traveller, there's already too many versions of it.
Actually, the one that's the next one, and I'm so looking for it, is Warship Voyager. I'm not really into let's do shed loads of variations of the ship, because no. But the reason the reason I'm looking forward to that one is because Living Witness
is your favourite Voyager.
Is my favourite. It's one of my favourite Voyagers. I love that episode so much. So to have the Warship Voyager is a big thing.
Klingon Bird of Prey Wings Up is just milking it.
For pity's sake.
If they write HMS Bounty on the side, I might let them on.
The only way they should be able to release another Klingon Bird of Prey is if they do either semi-translucent or translucent. I'd let them off that. If they're going to give us.
Did you miss the April release? No, they actually did that.
Yes, I know they did, but I'm actually think about it. Johnny Lightning did it, so why can't that?
Yeah. Warship Voyager, Borg Voyager, Concept Voyager, the USS Bonaventure, which is bloody brilliant. I want that. What?
Nothing.
The Altair, yes, and the Wings Up BOP, yeah. What is it wrong with me that I want a Year of Hell Voyager?
Oh, hell! I want a Year of Hell Voyager. Again, one of my favourites.
Yeah, Warship Voyager is a regular Voyager. Enterprise J, no, F. Enterprise F is a 6-part. Yes, the Enterprise F. Don't like it. It'll probably be my second least favourite version of the Enterprise.
First being the Excelsior.
The B.
Yeah.
Hate that thing.
Actually, no, I think that version is my.
The Bonaventure is the one from the Ships of the Line. Yes, I know. It's basically the one that looks like the NX-01, and looks like a design where if they'd done to it what they did with the NX-01 to make its refit version, secondary hull, basically doing that to the Bonaventure would turn it into a Constitution class, basically, if you took off the navigational deflector, which is a suggestion in my head where you get any ship that isn't a 17 at the beginning, if it's an NCC 10 17, for instance, then it would make sense it's that ship that got a refit. That's why it looks like a Constitution class.
Yeah.
End of story. Sorts that out. Thank you very much. Not the Bonaventure from TAS, which may be coming later anyway.
Is it?
Might do. It's on a potential further list of bonuses. Depends on how well other stuff sells.
See,
because let's face it, if we've got an end game
I'm torn.
of 160 at the moment.
I'm torn. Right. The problem is, I really want them all, but the display case I've built will only fit the 160.
I'm wondering what the sales figures are like at the moment, because the expansion out to 160 was basically unofficially announced quite early on.
Yeah.
And some time ago now.
Well, that's why I built 160. See, that's why I built it for 160.
If they do expand it past 160,
I'm going to have to start expanding across.
Well, I've got a feeling you'll probably, it's more likely we'll see sort of like web specials and things like that. They now are able to do the ships from the alternative timeline in normal size.
Are they?
Because there's been a change in the license or something's happened. Ooh. So you might see things like the alternative universe Excelsior come along and things like that, which would be more preferable. Which would be preferable to them all being special size, because
special size is
£25 to £30 each. Some of those ships are like Whereas at tenner, 12
See,
quid.
the thing is, I have no issue with it It's just part of the collection. You turn them and they go, this one's going to be big and it's £30. I mean, it's like when they did the Enterprise from the movie, and I went, nope, not having that on. And I phoned them up and I was like, oh man, that feels really weird.
It would be better if they'd actually bothered to make sure that the top of the saucer section was correct.
Yeah, there was
the
too much wrong
phasers
with
were
it.
wrong and things like that, so it was annoying.
My way of Starfleet flying ships.
Taz ships might happen, yeah, it's a case.
Yeah.
It's all down to sales figures at the end of the day. Do you think Kara's S shield should be brighter or the same colour as Superman's? It should be brighter.
Should be bright. Should be really cheerful and yeah.
I'm interested in the Superman and the Supergirl from Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
I don't want any more of this
Dark,
downplayed,
grungy, miserable,
dark, desaturated rubbish.
Yeah, it's meant to. See, that's one of the things about Supergirl. Somebody said to me the other day that, oh, I'm surprised you watched that. It's very, and I was like, yeah, it's pep and it's cheering. It's all the things that
Supergirl
it's
should
meant to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things about. Have you seen Justice League yet?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the fact that when Clark turns up, it's suddenly like, oh look, his costume's the right colour.
Well, the trouble is, some of my friends know I've got very mixed feeling about. I can't remember her name. Ali McBeal.
Oh, right, from Supergirl. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I've got very mixed feelings about her because I was a big fan of the show, but not her in the show.
Right.
Well, it was the platform that launched Vonda Shepherd, who's
Right.
one of my favourite musicians. But also in the later seasons, they had characters and actors that we both know that I really liked. So yeah, it was a whole thing.
Okay. What about the interplane Starfleet battleships? As I love some of those designs. The problem is with those ships is that they were all designed for a video game and therefore a big battley, non-Starfleet type vessels. It's like there was. I mean, which one had that aircraft carrier type thing? Too many nacelles. The hell was that?
It was an aircraft carrier.
When you're making a video game based on Star Trek and you're given the license to basically and given the freedom to create ships, they create battleships. Battleships is not Starfleet.
No, it's not.
That's what did for the Excelsior for me, because that was designed to be a battleship. And the way it was introduced.
That wasn't what did the Excelsior for me.
It was the fact that it was supposed to replace the Enterprise.
I just didn't like the design.
And half Bennett. Yeah. Okay.
We were set up to dislike. In all fairness to the film, though, it did set us up to dislike the Excelsior, to be honest.
Are you aware of what's the premonition class? Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Because I'm like, is David aware of the Fleet Flyer ships, micro machines-ish scale plastic ships from Discovery? Yeah, you've seen those, haven't you? Cool. I can't remember the premonition class again. I'm sure someone asked that before.
Yep. You should have.
It's been a long week, so forgive me for being a little bit blah.
It's from Star Trek Armada.
Is it? Okay.
Remember that game?
Nope.
I love that game so much. I was very, very good at that one. Not so good at the second one though. I liked it, but I didn't do so well with the on-play game. I think I only had 80% victory when playing online with that one. Yeah, I know it's bad graphics. It's back in the day.
No, I'm thinking of the design. It's a temporal vessel, obviously, with a name like that. Yes, this site uses cookies. Yay! And it's nothing to do with GDPR, so don't even think about it. That thing got 3 nacelles.
Yeah. Oh,
God,
Star Trek Legacy.
That thing is hideous. Right.
I've not played Legacy in a long time.
Retracing a little bit on these starships from whatever. I have no objection to them releasing any ship from any continuity, from any game, from any book or whatever as a bonus special. That's what it's for. Is to do weird and wonderful things for those who want them. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll end up in my collection, but I think it's perfectly feasible, perfectly reasonable for all of these ships to be produced for those who are going to buy them. The question is whether you'll actually sell enough to make it worthwhile. I don't remember Legacy.
It's on the gaming shelf. Should I go and get it, or should we just?
That's not going to help with telling you what was in it.
All right, fair enough.
I don't remember Legacy at all.
What figures? I've not seen any of the artwork for the McFarlane figures.
Yes, you have. It was Kirkland Picard.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry. Yes.
No, I'm the one with the memory issues.
I see a lot of prototypes and photos of things that never happened.
For figures for Star Trek.
I've seen a
for
few.
the last 5 years.
I've seen a few for the last 5 years from different people that haven't happened.
Okay.
So, no, I don't know.
Weird time engine thing on top. So, a nacelle on top. That just happens to be not a normal nacelle. But yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah,
Can't stand it.
Yeah, temple engines.
Crap. If they want to produce it as a model, let them. If people want to buy it, fine. I don't
as
have
a web
problem with
as
it.
a web special.
As a web special,
Yeah.
bonus special. Yeah, fine. I don't see any issue with it
When you
whatsoever.
quote the Carry On films,
Do you fans of the franchise? We're British.
yeah, we're fans of the franchise.
It's sort of it's in our blood. We being a fan is irrelevant.
Sven-
It's stuck there in the general zeitgeist.
Sven and I have diversely different senses of humour, but in some areas that just Carry On is
Lovely.
okay. I'm trying to think what else do both of us agree on is
Not
funny.
much.
Blackadder.
Yeah. Yes.
Other than Goes Forth, that one did not work for me.
Are you on crack?
No, didn't go forth, did not work for me.
It's possibly the best of all 4 series.
It did not work.
Especially that last scene.
Oh, that was heartbreaking.
But brilliant.
Oh, I'm not commenting on the brilliance. I'm just saying.
And Tom Baker in the second. I bet these hands have not seen yet. Anyway, right.
Did you ever watch Drop the Dead Donkey?
Yes.
What did you think of that one?
Not quite sure.
Oh, okay.
There's one of the comedians I was watching it for.
Oh, okay.
That's the slight problem with it.
Was it the Goth Girl by any chance?
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Weirdly, it was a blonde.
The main news reporter.
I can't remember.
Right. So.
What do you think about the changing warp skill scale from TOS to TNG?
Made perfect sense.
It was getting ridiculous to reset it so that warp 10 was everywhere in the universe at once.
Well, Gene Roddenberry already said that they had to recalibrate.
Yeah.
But he gave a fan asked him at a convention that it was quite well known at the time because the fan had expected him to give a smush writer's answer for why the speed scale had changed, and he came up with a temporal physics answer and said that, with the changing of technologies and being able to warp space and all the rest of it, it made them change the scale. So yeah,
I mean, from a purely narrative and watching it point of view, it was
sense.
going beyond being sensible things to quote. It's like, I'm doing warp 21.3. No, let's just do warp 1 to 10. Yeah. 10 is everywhere in the universe at the same time, and go from there.
Yeah,
and then
10 is a blink drive.
And then they started playing with it, so it was 9.96. They just ruined the whole idea. Just do 1 to 10.
Now we've got time streams down.
And then let's run towards the end of TNG. We can't do this speed. We're damaging the fabric of the universe. What?
Actually, you know what? I quite like that storyline. I thought that was okay.
The movie warp drives.
British comedy.
If you like Bottom of the Young Ones.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Love Bottom. Was not a great fan of the Young Ones. Think that the live shows for Bottom are probably the most genius pieces of work.
I miss Lord Flashheart. Does that count?
Yeah. Okay.
Flash by name,
Flash
by nature. Like the beard gives me something to hang on to. I want to see the Reg get his own limited spin-off. Actually,
That'd be quite, yeah. I think he would quite like that at this stage, to be fair.
Make him a captain.
So
So it's long enough on. Make him a captain of like some engineering ship. Or
I
something.
got the most arsey comments about a signed Barclay figure. I got one of the 1701 Barclays. You know, the oh my god figures.
Yeah.
And it's signed by him, and somebody questioned the price tag that I had. And I was like, pardon? It's like, well, his autograph only goes for this. I was like,
it's the figure.
You're not paying for it. Trust me, you're really not paying for the singer. You're only paying for the figure. And even then, it's at a discount.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. What else we got there?
No, Lightspeed wouldn't be enough because Lightspeed wouldn't get you anywhere fast enough.
No, it just wouldn't.
Maybe make him go to section 31. No!
No!
Section 31 should be cut out of canon, burned, drawn, hung more, removed, destroyed. No. Section 31 is a pain in the... No. Just no. That's what's supposed to set the Federation apart. We don't have a secret police. They. I'm revealing too much of my personality then. Klingons don't need a secret police for a reason. It's dishonourable. Let's not be doing that. It's going to be overdone to death in this Disco 2 anyway, in Disco Season 2 anyway. Yeah, tell me why good. Did I dislike the idea of quantum slipstream drive? No, because that's getting around the issue. That's using a different technology that's not warp to get somewhere near, well, warp 9.8 or something. Starfleet does not need a KGB. You're damn right it doesn't. Ugh.
There we go. Section 31. Admiral to Section 31.
Admiral of Section 31.
Admiral of Section 31. I can live with that. There you go. See, that works. You were saying?
Get out. I don't care if it's your house. Quite like the idea of quantum slipstream drive.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the ships in Space Dock Birmingham has got one. In fact, I think they all have. I can't remember. What did I write? I can't remember.
Why have they got one?
Because one of them ended up pissing off into another dimension, which is why it's called the USS Optimus Prime. We won't go there.
We won't go there.
Explain that.
We won't go there. Okay.
But they're all got experimental.
Hang on. So. Those badges. I like them.
I'm a secret agency. That's why I have a special badge to say, look, I'm in the secret agency.
Yeah, but they only have it for Discovery, none of the rest.
Don't forget to call it a Black Alert badge, because you're special.
I didn't call it that.
I know. It's a Black Alert badge.
It's a Black Alert badge.
It's a Section 31 badge. Just because they cut the scene.
That's why you need quantum singularities.
Yes, the ones from Beyond look pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like, let's take the original series uniforms, let's update them a bit to make them go in a slightly right direction for next gen. Just in time for us to do one of the movies involving Khan and completely screwed up by doing militaristic uniforms, which you love, you nutcase.
What makes you think I love those uniforms?
What, the Monster Maroon? The TWOC uniform? The fact that you salivate every time you see one or an alternative version of it? How you've not got a black one, I have no idea. Or does that sound a little bit too Section 31 for you?
I have that one, it's from Shattered Universe.
I'm going to go shoot myself.
I don't wear it. I don't wear it because...
From the Mirror Universe. Shattered Universe.
It's Shattered Universe, which is
The
a
game.
PS2 game. I
And
have
Xbox.
I have a black TWOC uniform, but it's black and red with the underpiece. But I don't wear it because
people come up to you and go, "Oh, are you Section 31?"
I get a lot of weird comments at conventions that are just a bit too. Yeah, I like the red. I prefer the red, but I do own the black.
Poor Dave ordered a Beyond uniform, and they sent him not only the wrong size but the wrong colour.
Oh. Hang on. A Beyond uniform, what, from Anapos?
No one's paying that kind of money.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Dave. Yeah, I feel your pain in that one.
How do you feel about a troll being in the background during Discovery's finale episode? Makes sense. There's trolls running around before them because they were at the Universe Games or whatever, so, McCoy could get on with Emily.
Let's get it on!
So Emily Dax was running around during that period, we know that. So that's fine. Don't have a huge problem there. So this new series, say this new series is post TNG with Admiral Picard, I would say it's more likely to be Ambassador Picard, but go on. How far are you willing to allow them to update the look of TNG? Well, it's in the future of TNG, so I expect it to be seriously updated. As long as it's from there, and as long as it's going some weird direction out around here, and whatever.
As long as it's not the halter top version of the uniform, I don't care.
Wouldn't it?
Black jumpsuit with a little red jacket.
Continuation of that. I would guess it would be the Star Trek Online uniform.
Yeah, it'd be more like an online uniform.
So maybe.
I really hope it isn't though.
Oh, we'll see. But I think it'd be more likely to be Ambassador. I hope it's Ambassador Picard because I want them to honour what's gone before. So I mean, I know Countdown isn't technically canon, but kind of is canon because it's referenced in the film and would tie together the alternative universe and Prime, and then the split from there. So that would make sense to me.
Okay. Yes. The TWOC uniforms aboard a spaceship don't really make much sense because unlike TNG that argued that the materials were especially to deal with heat and cold and all the rest of it, they never used any arguments for original series and movie series and movie uniforms.
Because they didn't care enough.
Yeah, nobody ever said to you, excuse me, he's wearing 4 layers on a heat controlled starship. Really a thing. It was purely about the aesthetics. Yeah. From an aesthetics point of view, the TWOC uniform for me has always been that's proper. That's
let's face it, Star Trek 2 was the motion picture did alright money wise.
Yeah.
What can we do to make it more interesting? Oh, let's do an action film and use the characters. Because that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, they're fantastic if you like Out on Planets and all those things. Actually, just to prove a point about the Wrath of Khan uniforms, Sven, when I'm at an event, what do I tend to wear?
TWOC.
Do I always wear the jacket?
No.
No. I wear the undershirt and the waistcoat, but I do wear the jacket if I'm going from hull to hull, but if I'm stationary, I take the jacket off.
I've not seen you in one of the coats.
The big heavy, there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
I don't own one.
Oh, okay.
I don't own one. There was only one company.
Plus you'd need, being a flag officer being into an unknown location, you need to have an escort. Yes, coloured uniforms. Yes, absolutely. I would like to see the final decision Star Trek Online uniform, which in Star Trek Online is black with the red or whatever colour, inverted, but with the rank thing still.
Okay.
Ribbing and what looks like armoury bits, and that would be cool.
Well, due to the time, we need to now wrap this bad boy up.
Well, it's the ships with colour that look like someplace I want to live. Yes, again, I didn't like the look of the Enterprise-E's interior.
No.
It was just too dark. I know it's supposed to be all film and moody and no, it's a Federation starship. It should be bright, colourful.
Well, you see, that didn't make any sense in Generations. But then, no. When Starfleet's near suns, they try to use natural light. Why? You're aboard an artificial spaceship. People don't give a hooping fudge.
Yeah, I mean, doing that to the Enterprise D was weird.
Stupid. Aesthetically horrible.
What are you doing?
And a poor decision.
No, I didn't like it. We're running over. I know we're buggering off. sorry to see that Kelvin D7 model. What happened? Someone wasn't paying attention to the fact that the reason it's iconic. That entire design is iconic because they're photon torpedo tube. If you don't get that right, forget the rest. Point.
Okay, well, I hope all 12 people who are 10 people, because 2 of them are us, who are watching this have subscribed and hit that bell. Please don't forget to tell your friends. You can leave your comments in the section below. You can subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank God there will be no images on.
Take care.
Thank you for watching, and good night.
Bye.
Okay, go twiddle with the camera.
I've got to press buttons and shit.
Great, that's your ending comment and shit.
Oh, we've still got to do this bit.
Oh God!
Do. Doggy. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me make sure.
Why? What did you do?
No, that's the only way you can see that.
Look at this. I mean, look at this. I mean, really. Muppet. Okay. Oh, skip that bit.
What bit did you skip?
No. Da 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 da. Yeah. Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban, you can't beat
This
the
is how big a commissioning plaque should be. What's with the birds? I don't know. That's an original prop from the Enterprise B. Burn it.
Yeah, it deserves to be burned for that reason. But those are cool.
Stingy.
Those are cool.
Those are cool. We've already done videos on those.
Yeah, I think we have.
So that's all cool. Da, 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 da.
Actually, those are really cool. See if you can do the monkey and the rhinoceros.
That's a gorilla.
Yeah, those
It's not a
are
monkey. It's an
the
ape.
San Diego Comic-Con wildlife exclusives from
Right, okay.
for a million years
I don't
ago.
recall seeing a video on the sword. You'll also never see a video on the sword.
No, we're not going to do videos on swords.
No. If we're going to do that, we'll go to my dad's house. There's more cutlery there than there is in your drawers. I think that's enough.
Yeah,
That's
that's enough. That gives people an idea.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye now.